Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The program will begin in about 5 minutes. So if you have not located your table, please do so now. Please make your way to your seats. Thank you so much.
Our leadership program, Impact Pasadena, is designed to bring together emerging leaders from a variety of organizations who influence our Pasadena community in different ways and have them learn the skills necessary to be effective and to work collaboratively to create a brighter future for Pasadena.
The most valuable part of Impact Pasadena for me has been building a strong network of community leaders that moving forward I can either pull from or help or just bounce ideas off of between all different parts of the community of Pasadena. And that's honestly the biggest, most valuable thing I've gotten from Impact Pasadena.
Impact Pasadena is unique in many ways. Not only are people going to get to experience our city and how it works, our nonprofits and our civil servants, our government and our leadership and our industry, but they're going to get to experience a leadership track second to none. They're going to get to experience what I believe is a transformational leadership journey. And that leadership journey isn't about being successful, it's about being significant. And the difference is significance is all about leaving a legacy that lasts long beyond any of us. Success is about me. I can be successful. But this process of transformational leadership that Impact Pasadena is about leaving a mark. It's about significance. It's about caring and giving for something greater than themselves. And that's really what this journey is about.
I think Rick and his team does such a great job challenging us to really dig deep, to consider our own personal growth points. I don't think you're allowed to be in this group and shrink back and not participate. So the ongoing challenge is really what helps us become the best person we can become and the best contributor to our community.
A unique part of leadership and Impact Pasadena is that every participant is going to get to spend time one-on-one with these amazing mentors in our city. They're going to get to pick their brains and learn what it took for them to get to where they are and what it means to live a life of value and a life of significance. That's why I love Impact Pasadena, a program and an opportunity second to none.
Welcome everybody to our second in-person luncheon. I think that deserves maybe a little round of applause. I'm so happy to see your faces and your smiles and see your facial reactions to different things. It's so much better than just seeing eye twitches and blinks and trying to figure it out from there. I wanted to say thank you to CT Church for hosting us here and also manning our virtual side of the luncheon. They are the best partners. We could not ask for better. So thank you guys, John and everybody on the whole team. Thank you to those who are logging in virtually. We would love to see you here in person, and we're glad that you could join us in whatever form works for you. My name is Alex Fox. I'm the 2021 Chairman of the Board for the Chamber. I'm so happy to serve this group. Many are friends and colleagues. Many I met through this Impact program. So many familiar faces I see in the crowd today I know have connected professionally or personally as a result of direct or indirect participation in this program. So many great things are happening in the community here with education, with the city, with the county, and school district, and so many more things. So it's really fun to see the fruits of the labor of this program. And I think the ripple effect is probably felt far and wide, and it'll be years before we really understand how much impact it's had on our city. As you saw today in our opening video, we are here not only to celebrate leadership, but also our Industry of the Year, Chevron Pasadena Refinery, who embodies leadership in our community. Since the day they moved in, they jumped in with both feet and also have been great partners to us. Thank you, Chevron. We're really excited. We had a great golf tournament last week, I think. Time flies. We may not all remember the whole day, but I'm pretty sure we all had a good time. There was a lot of tents out there, so thank you guys. We're happy to celebrate you again. I looked and looked for something funny to say today, and there's like a shortage. It's all dad jokes now. I don't know if y'all have tried to find a joke on the internet lately, but since today was about leadership, I thought I would try to keep it on a little higher level. So I'll say, only one man in 1,000 is a leader of men. The other 999 follow women. So I figured that was sort of appropriate. One more quote. Leadership to me is inspiring and motivating others to reach their full potential while always going out of your way to ensure your team feels supported and gets the recognition for work well done. And that's by Ms. Gina Bamberg, the CEO of HCA Houston Healthcare Southeast and one of the impact mentors for our program. She leads a fantastic group. Obviously, they've had a really challenging year this last year, and we're so grateful to have them in our community. I'm really excited to hear from our panel of speakers, and I wanted to just say, if some of you came today, you're like, I was here last month at the other luncheon, and I could swear they were talking about redevelopment. What is this leadership impact thing? And so I'm just going to tell you, we did have a speaker for redevelopment. He's going to join us later in the year. There was a scheduling conflict, so in the nature of weaving and bobbing and adjusting like we've had to do for 18 months now, they're like, no problem. We've got this incredible group of people. Let's just put them together. Impact's getting ready to launch for our 2022 applications anyway, so it worked out perfectly, and it's going to be a really, really great day. Thank you to all the participants who have agreed to join us and my cohorts in Impact. I wanted to say a quick thank you to our diamond level partners who invest at the highest level annually. These companies are listed in your program and on the screen. They are a vital part of our mission, and we appreciate your continued investment. We have now graduated 2019 was great and 2020 was pretty good too, leadership program cohorts. Please help me welcome to the stage 22 Impact graduates Heather Lambert with Clear Hope Counseling and Wellness for our invocation, and Miss Diane Phelan with PISD for our pledges.
Thank you, Alex. Pray with me. Father, thank you that your mercy endures forever. It never runs out. And we confess today that we need it. Thank you for the leaders of this city and this community. Thank you for the leaders of our school district. And Father, today I just pray a breath of encouragement over all the leaders in our community. I pray today that they would feel encouraged and supported and loved and appreciated. And Father, help us to encourage one another on this journey. Thank you for the last year and all the silver linings that we've been able to uncover from dark clouds. And thank you for the promise that we feel today for the great future of our schools and our community. We praise you. We ask that you bless this food and bless this time. It's in your name we pray together. Amen.
All right, will you join me in the pledges? Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. You may be seated.
We're getting stronger with that Texas pledge. That was a lot better than last time. All right, thank you guys. Please begin enjoying your lunch as we continue our program. We have a lot to cover, and I do not want to hold you off of those salads for one more minute than you have to. At this time, I'd like to thank Houston Methodist Clear Lake Hospital for being our platinum sponsor for today's luncheon. They had partnered with us this year for a lot of our luncheon events, and we are excited for them to expand operations in Pasadena. Is Dan Newman here? Okay, I'd like to invite Dan to come on up as today's sponsor and give us a few remarks. Thanks, Dan.
So kudos to the chamber. The last luncheon, I think, had probably half as many people, so it is great to see both a good event and people turning up for these events. And the golf tournament was top-notch, so you guys are doing a great job for Pasadena. My name is Dan Newman, and I'm otherwise known as the guy standing between you and the rest of the program, so I'm going to be brief. But I want to let you know that we are ecstatic now to have Houston Methodist right in your backyard. In fact, right next door to CT Church, where we have now expanded physical therapy and a physician presence. In fact, the doctor that's there full-time is here with us, Dr. David Wallace, here in the front. Dr. Wallace is a non-operative orthopedic doctor, so any orthopedic needs, he's got you covered. The other thing I want to let you know is we have also expanded into Deer Park with an opening of an emergency care center at the end of last year on Center Street. So Houston Methodist is right around the corner. We're also in our main hospital there right across from the Johnson Space Center. So thanks for having us. You guys have a great lunch.
Thank you very much. I want to thank some more sponsors, our gold sponsors for today's luncheon: Chevron Pasadena Refinery, City of Pasadena, Pinnacle, Port Houston, Sanjak College, Turner Industries. Also our silver sponsors, Conica North America, and Page. It is now my pleasure to introduce our elected officials. This is also something we haven't had an opportunity to do for a long time, so this normally wouldn't be exciting, but it's kind of exciting. Mayor Jeff Wagner, congratulations on your re-election. We look forward to working with you more in the future. I want to just say that we have a really strong relationship with the city and the EDC, and we're doing a lot of exciting things there, and it's not in small part due to the leadership. From Pasadena ISD Board of Trustees, we have two newly elected board members joining us today. Paula Fusilier, I knew I was going to mess that up, and Casey Phelan. Congratulations, guys. We appreciate your participation in our Meet the Candidates event and congratulate you on all the hard work in front of you. Dr. Deanne Powell, Superintendent for PISD. Thank you, Dr. Powell. And my own personal mentor and hero, not to embarrass her, but Dr. Brenda Hellier with Sanjak College. I also want to take a minute to congratulate Brenda and her team and Dr. Harris and the whole Sanjak team here today for being named again one of the top 5 community colleges in the country and being named an Aspen Award winner as a finalist with distinction among 1,100 colleges nationwide. I know that's a big deal. Congratulations. At this time, we'd like to go ahead and break for lunch, so enjoy your lunch provided by Azalea Creek Catering. For our online guests, please stay logged in. We'll have a virtual networking brought to you by a couple of our Impact graduates, Aaron Webb with the Chamber and Nick Cavness with CT Church. Thanks to Bob's Truck Care for being today's Zoom networking sponsor. So enjoy your lunch, and the program will resume shortly.
You all are enjoying your lunch. We've got a full schedule today, and so we don't want to waste any time, and we've got a lot of value to add to you guys today. So we're excited to be here and share with you about impact in the upcoming cohort that we've got in 2022. And to do that, I'm going to invite some impact cohorts from the last 2 years and some mentors to come up. If you'll make your way to the stage, we would appreciate it. Also want to just recognize one of the principles of transformational leadership, which we talk about with our group, is a principle of honor. And it's always important to honor those in our midst, in our community. So I do want to honor the college and say well done. Excellent job. I believe you guys offer an amazing program. And Brenda and your team, you guys do great work. So again, thank you so much. And also want to honor Chevron as the group is coming up for Industry of the Year, and appreciate your commitment to leadership in our community. So we've got, I think, 3 mics up here, and we'll pass those around as we go through. I'll introduce everyone quickly. We'll spend a few minutes talking about Impact 2022 and the journey that we've been on together. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Rick Torson. I'll be the moderator today as we visit for a little bit. I have a company called Right Now Leadership, and have had the privilege and honor to work with Impact Pasadena leadership for the last few years, along with Alicia Harris and a great team who's been able to facilitate this process. So we're thankful for them and all of our sponsors. So I'm going to introduce each person real quickly, and then I'm going to ask them to share one thing about themselves that you may not know, and then we're going to define leadership a little bit, and then we're going to talk about the experience and how you can get involved. So I've got Spencer here, who's with Pinnacle. Spencer, it was in the 2020 class, this last class and cohort. So we're excited to have him with us today. I've got Heather Lambert, who's with us as well. She's the founder and owner of Clear Hope Counseling and Wellness. So we're excited about it. And I think she's an upcoming author as well. Oh, that's the one thing. So I take that from you. Well, I don't know if that's true. I heard a rumor, so you'll have to let us know if that's true or not. Then we have Kicker. Kicker Cardenas is Kicker Insures Me. She was in the 2019 class, and she has her own company. We also have, Dr. Brenda Hellier, who's with San Jacinto College, the chancellor of the college. Thank you so much. And then Melinda Torreson, who is the president and COO of Metter Staffing Services. Melinda and Dr. Hellier were mentors of our class, and we're going to talk about that a little bit as well. So what we're going to do...
Rick, it's Brenda. Don't do that doctor stuff.
Oh, yeah, doctor. Okay, sorry. Doctor. Brenda, well, thank you. So we're going to just let them, first of all, I'm going to have them go around, and you guys are going to do 2 things for me as we'll go down the line. So Spencer, you've got a mic. I want you to tell us one thing that people may not know, and then I want you to define leadership for us. What is, just a quick definition, leadership is, and finish that statement, and then we'll work down the line. Spencer?
Thanks, Rick. Howdy, everyone. Spencer Fulton with Pinnacle. All my Pinnacle coworkers over there. Thanks, guys. One thing you may not know about me. Let's see. Put me on the spot here, Rick. What? I do like to cook. Yeah, thanks, Clint. I'm an author of a cookbook myself. My wife and I put out a cookbook about 2 years ago, so that was a big thing for it was all of our family recipes that we put together and took pictures and made a cookbook out of it. So to get to your question, Rick, leadership is the ability to make a vision become a reality through the positive influence of others. That's what I think the key to leadership is, or that's what it really is to me.
Thanks, Spencer. Hi, I'm Heather Lambert. I'm the founding director of Clear Hope Counseling and Wellness Center right here in Pasadena, Texas. One thing that you just found out about me is I did just write a book that's due to be released in July called Overcoming Toxic Air. But you may not know that I was a high school Spanish teacher for 12 years. I know, you would have guessed Spanish, right? If I think about my definition of leadership, I think of the kind of leadership that's been modeled for me by many people in my community, many of you, many of the people that I worked with in Pasadena ISD, many of the people that I've been mentored by. I'm probably won the lottery of mentors because I got to be mentored by the one and only Miss Melinda Torreson as a part of Impact. But I think my favorite definition of leadership is simply this: leaders go first and they leave last. And that's what I've seen so many of you guys do. And I know sometimes being a leader can feel really lonely, and you can think that maybe no one's realizing just how great of a job you're doing as a leader. But I just want to affirm you and say, I see you, and you inspire me.
That was hard to follow. And I think all of us impact participants probably love our mentors each the same and think we won the lotto. So I am Kicker with Kicker Insures Me Agency, and fun fact that some people know and probably needs to be or wants to be shared. So I'm a competitive pistol shooter. I shoot IDPA, which is the International Defensive Pistol Association. I dabble in clays and 3-guns, so that's a fun fact about me. And
everyone's like, okay, is she packing? Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, we're good.
We'll never tell. And leadership, prior to the program, would have been a different definition for me than it is today. And today, leadership is the actions that we take or don't take. It's the words that we use or we leave unspoken that motivate or influence or impact those around us.
Wow, that's very powerful. So I was going to tell you, I'll tell you my fact, but I don't have a pistol. I do have a black powder muzzle loader rifle, though, and I even have directions on how to load it. My dad is a gunsmith and thought I needed one, so I've got it if you ever want to come over. But so my fun fact that I was going to share with you is, most of you know I grew up in Hays, Kansas. What you probably don't know is, and this is something that I know will be used against me later, but I went to a girls' Catholic high school, and so I went out for shot put because I could go over to the boys' Catholic school, so that was my motivation. Alacia said I could say something fun, so there.
We're taking notes. It's good. It's all good.
So leadership. I think leadership is about enabling and empowering others to do more together than they ever thought was possible alone. And how do you really help to inspire and enable and take out the barriers so that can happen?
Yeah, always the last. Everything they just said. I'm Melinda, and what probably a lot of you don't know about me, some of you do, is kind of my claim to fame and why Christina Womack and I are almost like kindred spirits and sisters is I was in a sorority in college. I went to Texas State University, which is actually Southwest Texas State University, and joined a sorority. And lo and behold, I found out when I was graduating that they had this really cool job in sorority life where you could apply to be one of their leadership consultants and travel on a national basis, making a whopping $400 a month. So I interviewed, I went to corporate headquarters in Indianapolis, and I was hired. So I was one of 5 women that was able to travel the country for a full year. My dad wasn't too happy about that, but it was just one of the coolest things I've ever did. And what I have to say about leadership, kind of, going back to what you said, Heather, is I really look at the faces in the room of the people who epitomize leadership for me. Some of my I'm probably part of y'all's fan club, and I look at Brenda, I look at Tim at Chevron, I look at Alacia, I look at Christina, Ken, I look at Deanne, who are all very different leaders, very different people and personalities, but they do this thing called leadership so incredibly well. To sum up leadership, really it's one word for me: humility, and then it's really being the first one into battle and the last one to leave. And hopefully you're still standing as you're going through it. So that's what I would say.
Amazing. You guys are all amazing leaders. Melinda, was there anything else that came out of that travel time with the sorority?
That's how I found my husband.
Oh. All right.
Couldn't find anybody in Texas, so I had to go up to the Midwest and find somebody.
I'll always be a Yankee to Ben Metter, so no matter how long that I'm here. Well, thank you guys for sharing that. For those of you that don't know, we're talking about Impact Pasadena Leadership. It was founded in 2019 through the vision of some visionaries here in our community with Ken Phelps and some others in the city's Economic Development Corporation who had a vision to, when we think about leadership in the program, not to grow leaders from scratch, but to really take leaders who are already impacting and influencing our community and investing in them to grow their leadership, their influence, and their impact. For me, leadership is all about influence and impact, moving people towards a common objective. And we're excited today because there's so many amazing leaders here. If you have been a part of Impact Pasadena as a speaker, as a mentor, as a participant, if you've hosted the group, would you guys just quickly stand? I want to see everyone who's touched Impact Pasadena in any way in the last 2 years. Please stand. I want you to look around. If you're online, if you'll put Impact in there as well. Thank you so much for investing in this next level leadership program. It's really second to none. We spend a year in intensive on discussing and talking about leadership development. And to me, leadership is first personal before it's corporate. So we spend a lot of time growing and helping to grow the individuals and investing in them to grow their personal leadership, their definition of leadership, their definition and vision and their values, because that's the foundation that we live everything else through. So this last year has been pretty intense with leadership. I think our leadership has been tested and challenged. I'm just going to ask a couple of you briefly, what is the one thing that you've learned through this last 18 months about leadership as you've come through COVID that maybe was tested or revealed to you in the last 18 months? Maybe just a couple of you that you went through with this COVID and your leadership definition or certain things got exposed in that. What might you share? They're passing it to Brendan.
What I've seen is how you have to lead through a lot of ambiguity. And how do you do that? And it really comes down to you got to trust your people. You ask questions, you work together, but I know that the team knows how we need to do it. And there's a table of deans back there. There's a second table of the directors, and then over here we have Deronda and Alicia, and it was really, you just got to be able to trust and, ask questions, but then you go. You can't be paralyzed in your decisions. You have to make them and go and trust your people.
Yeah. Who else would like to share? Heather?
Quotes that really helped get me through the last 18 months. The first one is a new beatitude that we're going to add to that list found in the Bible. Blessed are the flexible, for they never get bent out of shape. And then the next thing that I said 1,000,000 times to people on my team, people in my community, is the great ones adjust. And boy, have I seen some people just exemplify greatness. People who just adjusted in a minute's notice. School nurses that became contact tracers, work that they'd never had to do at that rate before. School leadership who had to reinvent educational systems literally overnight. Business owners who had to learn how to transition to do remote care. I just am super impressed by how great we really have become as we've all really embraced the idea of adjusting.
Anyone else?
I got one, Rick. For me, it was just the humility I saw amongst all of the leaders in the community of Pasadena. The humility to take a step back and look for the playbook that says, how do I deal with a pandemic that's raging across the entire world? And there's nothing there to help you. But the humility that all of our leaders in Pasadena saw and took of, there is no playbook, but I'm going to go ask for help. And I saw the help of the entire community come together to overcome one of the worst disasters we've ever seen and to come out on top and probably come out better for it because of that humility that everyone in Pasadena exemplified throughout the entire time.
Oh, thank you. I know all of you have stories about leadership over the last 18 months. And before we can start talking about Impact Pasadena and digging into what that program is and what we do, I just want to say to all of you in Pasadena, you leaders, whether you're running teams, you started a company, maybe you're an employee, an employer, thank you for stepping up. Thank you for being a transformational leader in this community. Because Pasadena, we got to see so many amazing people from the school districts to the college, to our businesses, to our city government and leadership, the partnerships, the chamber. I just want to say to all of you, well done. Well done. You guys deserve a hand. So we're going to do a little promo for Impact Pasadena because we are going to be launching Impact Pasadena Leadership 2022. We'll be opening up applications, so if you're interested in being a part, we'd love for you to participate and listen today. If you know someone who you think would benefit from this program, we'd like you to let them know as well, and we're going to tell you how to do that before we're done today. But I also want to share with you as we go into this, this isn't about beginning leadership. These are about people who, as you can already tell, are already leaders. They're entrepreneurs, they're running companies, they're influencing and impacting our community long before they joined Impact Pasadena. So this is for every level of leadership in our community to help you take that leadership to the next level together in our city. So let me ask the graduates first. So we have 3 graduates here from the last 2 years. When you were first thinking about Impact Pasadena and being a part of the leadership program, what were your initial thoughts going in? And then as you went through it and now you're on the other side, did they measure up? Was it different than what you thought? But what was your thoughts going in? Heather, I know you have a pretty interesting perspective going in, whether you want to share it or not, and then coming out. But why don't you guys share briefly, what was your thoughts coming in, and then going out, was it different?
So what attracted me to Impact Pasadena was one person with a beautiful smile and an encouraging spirit, and that is Miss Christina Womack. I had worked with her during my time with Pasadena ISD through Shining Stars, and she's just somebody that I really admired. I really admired how she presented herself and how encouraging and hope-filled she always was. So if Christina was promoting it, I wanted to sign up for it. And I really thought that it was going to be a great opportunity to network in the community. I really, in my mind, I viewed it as a networking event. So when I got to the retreat and found out that it was a lot of self-reflection and personal work and personal challenge. Well, I'm a therapist, and I do that all day, every day with my clients, but you know, the old adage is that plumbers live in houses with broken pipes, and so there was a lot of work that I needed to do personally, and I didn't like Rick very much in the beginning at all, and he knows this. I love him now, but it was really challenging, and I would say I went in with the hopes that I would build my business, but I came out knowing that I'd built myself. And I know that when I'm built up who I am as a person and a leader, then my business benefits. So thanks, Rick.
Absolutely.
I forgive you.
Thank you. Who else?
Okay, I'll take it next. So when I went into it, it was a lot of thought about it because I knew that there was going to be some time that you had to be away from the office as a small business owner. All of my small business owner people out there that are going, oh my gosh, I've got to spend time away from the office. It's going to be great because I'm going to meet people who are trying to do the same thing I am, but it is time for me to pick my head up, and because you're digging into your business, and then it's like, okay, the world has changed. Let me pick my head up and see what's going on. And I knew it was that time, but then I'm looking, okay, there's financial commitment, time commitment, and you know there's always additional time because you've got to reflect on some of these things that are going on. And so I thought, I slid in at the last hour with that application going, okay, I'm ready. And did it meet my expectations? No. It far exceeded my expectations. It absolutely gave me all these amazing people to connect with that I wasn't expecting. But I have to admit, at the end of the day, I was looking for a shortcut. I was looking for a shortcut to mentors. I was looking for a shortcut to the amazing people that are in Pasadena, and to see what I had missed when I had put my head down and said, I'm going to grow this business, and come up and go, wow, look at the changes, look. And I think also because growing up, being from Pasadena, raised in Pasadena, going to San Jac, U of H, thinking that, I know everything about it, so you don't realize how much it's changed and how much you really need to get out there and tell people. So it far exceeded my expectations.
Let me ask you guys as mentors. So Brenda and Melinda were mentors for the last 2 years to a student. One of the things that we do in Impact Pasadena, which I think makes it next level, is everyone who is a part of the program gets assigned a next level mentor, someone who's been at it for a long time. Not perfect, but working hard to learn and to grow and impact our city. And they get private time with them all year long. They don't only get access to that one mentor, but they also have access to all of the mentors if they choose to pursue a conversation with them and to learn from them. And so you guys as mentors, Brendan and Melinda, you weren't only mentors, but your businesses were also sponsors and had, I know from the college, you guys put people in the program, and Melinda, your company sponsored and supported another person, someone else from outside, into the program. So would you guys share with me a little bit, why did you choose to get involved with Impact Pasadena first, and what was your decision process to get involved with that, and was it worth the time and the energy that you guys have spent as mentors? What did you experience as a mentor?
She's making me go first. So as far as why did our company, Better Staffing Services, decide to be one of the legacy sponsors, it's because leadership it's all about leadership. Leadership, everything rises and falls based on leadership. And I know our CEO and our founder of our company, Ben Metter, actually started a leadership program internally at Metter Staffing years ago. So when we heard the vision that Ken Phelps had been talking about for years and I know you're embarrassed, but really made it come to fruition by asking the right people to come alongside, as Brenda defined leadership earlier. You pick the right people, and they made a program come into existence. And so we felt like we needed to be part of that. And when Ben and I talked about when we'd pick somebody from Better Staffing, to participate in the program, we both looked at each other and said, we need to go to PISD. And we're going to give them our sponsorship and let them select their participant because we think they're really our superheroes in the community. And I just have such great respect for you, Deanne, and Troy, and everybody in the district. But our workforce comes from them. And so we really felt like we needed to give our participant back to the school district. And thank you, Deanne and Troy. I don't know who is accountable for it, but they selected Jeremy Richardson, the Pasadena Memorial principal, and ironically enough, Ben ended up becoming his mentor. And so that's why we did that. So, and your other question was
about being a mentor.
About being a mentor.
Yeah. Why did you choose to do?
Well, of course, on the other side, the mentees feel like they hit the jackpot with their mentor. I think mentors feel the same way. Like I had the opportunity to mentor Miss Olivia Rivers with the Bridge Over Troubled Waters in 2019 and Heather in 2020. And to be honest, I did not feel like I should have been a mentor because I was like, why are they coming to me? There's so many other people in the community that know so much more about leadership. And I just very sincerely and genuinely say this, they felt like I came into their lives. I felt like it was an appointed time for them to come into my lives, that it was truly God ordained, and have given more to me than I can honestly say I gave back to them as a mentor. But the relationships, not just with the two of them, but I look at Malia and Kicker and so many of the 2019 class that really took it upon themselves is, Alicia and Rick said, we have one mentor, but we're going to go and talk with everybody. And I really think those conversations, sitting, across the table from one to the other, I think we're seeing fruit to this day because of those conversations that took place. So thank you, Impact 2019 class and 2020 class. I just can't say enough about you and just appreciate each one of you.
Brenda?
So originally I got involved because, Ken is my best friend, and when Ken does something, the whole family does it with Ken. And but to be honest, Ken had this vision for years, and I believed in it. I love Pasadena. This is my community. This is, my family's community, and I just saw the incredible potential of this program. And then when Ken got Melinda involved and Rick, and then I got Alicia involved, man, you just saw the power of the program that was being developed. And this is really about, I think, the future of our community and our future about keeping people engaged and the passion that's here. And so it has been absolutely an incredible program. We had 2 people participate. Deronda is here, and she has participated. Yesenia participated, and then she met a guy in Oklahoma, moved, and you know how that is. And I tried to tell her Oklahoma's not that great, but when you look at it, and we'll have somebody in the next round, but it's about the people within our college need to understand what's happening here in Pasadena, and then having those relationships. And it is a great personal development. And I agree with you, Heather. It pushes you a little bit. And as far as being a mentor, I was like Melinda. I'm like, oh my God, they must be hard up here. They are asking me, and and then I'm like, Ken's making them do this. No. But it was a real honor. Alex was my first mentee, and then Diane Phelan was my second one. And I loved having the conversations and being able to really sit down. I mean, they asked hard questions, we talked about things, but it was a growth opportunity for me. And it was pretty amazing. Kicker came to visit, and I'm a little upset now. I thought she was only picking me to come visit, and she was actually going to see all of us. So, but it is that synergy. And what we accomplish together in this city and our community is around those relationships. So, and that's what I really see the impact really developing.
Thank you, Brenda. So we're going to wrap up. We've got about a minute left. So here's what I want to do with you guys is I want to ask you this. What would you say to anyone considering, one, either applying to be in the program, or a company who wants to put someone in the program or become one of our sponsors? So quickly, what would you say, what would be your sell to anyone who's thinking about or considering being part of Impact? And we're just going to go down the line, and then we're going to wrap up.
Do it right now. Like, straight up, there's no better time spent than working with the team for Impact, meeting with mentors, meeting with local community members of Pasadena through Impact. Every single hour I spent thinking about Impact, working with Impact, doing anything related to Impact, I probably got tenfold out of it in value, just from the level of collaboration and just the lessons I learned, and helping the community of Pasadena just elevate its game when it comes to leadership and building that generational leadership across all of the community. Awesome. Heather?
Good, thank you. I think I'll quote Mark Twain, who said, if you want to get ahead, get started. And I think Impact was a great start for me and for so many of us. Impact connected us to the community and showed us a part of the community that we didn't have access to previously. So if your company is considering sponsoring or even sending someone to become a student in Impact Pasadena, I encourage you to get started.
Kicker?
I'm going to agree with Spencer on this one. Do it now, do it quick, do it fast. I was able to slide in at the very end and still managed to be accepted, but I was in the first group, and I know that with so many more that have been turned out with 2020 that it's going to be so much more of a challenge this time. They're going to have so many people to look through and to select. So I would definitely say do it as quick as possible, and agree as well on the sponsorship. If you see someone in your organization who is someone that you really see as an up-and-coming leader, or someone that you would love to see take on more leadership roles, this would be a perfect opportunity to sponsor and get them in here as quick as possible.
Would you guys speak to the sponsorship a little bit, to those who might be considering being a sponsor as well?
Okay.
As we finish up?
Well, and I do want to thank Mayor Wagner and the EDC for the sponsorship that you put into this program. And for Christina for taking the challenge when Ken brought it, and then, because I know how that comes sometimes when Ken brings those challenges. So, but, and I do love Ken. But that sponsorship is critical. The program is first class. Why did we sponsor it? Again, because it's an important component of our community. It's an important component of our role. And we want to be at the table. Those relationships are critically important. And so when I think about the benefit to San Jack, it really is being able to benefit and have more leaders understand what's so incredible about this community and how we operate.
And I'll just end with, as far as sponsorship, we reap what we sow. And I think we're called as leaders to be good stewards. And where we put our money is what we're going to receive back. And so that's why Better Staffing decided to, let's put our funds where we believe that we're going to get the reward. And it's not just getting a future workforce, but it's like Brenda said, it's all about future leaders. And we have a heart for this community. We love Pasadena, and we want to put our financial blessing and steward that really well. So, and then I just say to those of you who are looking at participating, just kind of like what Spencer said, just do it, say yes and amen, because it is so incredibly worth it.
I want to invite Malia to come up and want to say thank you to the panel for you guys for sharing today. There's so much more that they could have shared. If you will look on your table, you have a brochure for Impact Pasadena. It talks a little bit more about it, all the details, the timing, the schedule for our launch in 2020, and Malia is going to share a little bit more about that. But thank you for all of your engagement and for your leadership in our community.
Thank you. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Kicker, and Heather and Spencer. And thank you, Rick, for facilitating so well. I think we've all taken some notes today, written something down on a piece of paper, or we're frantically looking for a piece of paper. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you to our, so my name is Malia. Let me start over. My name is Malia. I'm a member of our Pinnacle team, and I am a 2019 graduate from the Impact class. 2019, go 2019. So one of my mentors was Travis Jaggers, and you'll see a quote from him on the slide, and it's a pretty long quote, so I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. However, I'll give you guys a second to read it. It's quite a long quote, and it packs a punch. So if you don't know Travis he's a little bit quieter, but he has tremendous words of wisdom. And I want you to take a look at the last sentence. It says, the abundant rewards in a business world yearning for productive leaders. He says that's what the world is looking for, productive. He doesn't say simply leaders, and I think his choice of words to use productive is important. We want people who can get results, who are making impact. So when we look at all of our impact graduates, we've actually been in our community and making impacts. We have several people serving on boards today, and that's because of all of the connections that we made through Impact. And we've got a list of them. They're serving on the Pasadena Chamber of Commerce, the Pasadena EDC, the Bridge Over Troubled Waters, the Pasadena Health Center, Baker Ripley, and the Pasadena ISD Education Foundation. So we're making connections and making a difference through all of our volunteerism. We've also got several people, Heather was talking about her book, we've got several people that are also making impacts within other parts of the community through their businesses. So we've got individuals that are opening new businesses, expanding their current businesses, accepting new positions, writing books, being creative. So our team is doing what we've intended them to do, which is making impacts. So you'll see, we can't do this without our sponsors. You'll see on the slide, we've got several sponsors. Thank you so much for helping to make this possible. And Rick asked everybody to stand. Thank you to all the people who have been a mentor, who participated in the program. To the chamber, for helping make everything possible, to everyone who's really helped contribute, all the speakers, everybody. We couldn't have done it without you. And when we talk about leaders who are making an impact, Chevron Pasadena, ever since you've joined the Pasadena community, you've been actively engaged in our community, from sponsoring the impact program, from Tim, you've spoken several times to our impact groups. We've really appreciated all the insights that you have, and we're so grateful. And so we're also privileged to welcome you as this year's Industry of the Year winner. So thank you so much, and we'll take a moment to watch a video about the Chevron Pasadena refinery.
The Chevron Pasadena refinery creates ever cleaner energy products that fuel progress here and around the world. Purchased in May of 2019, the facility is an important part of the Chevron value chain. The Pasadena refinery can process 110,000 barrels of oil per day and store 5.1 million barrels on our 466-acre complex. From gasoline to diesel to chemical feedstocks, every product is produced with care by a dedicated team of Chevron operators, engineers, scientists, and other professionals. The refinery provides a strategic location to process crude oil we produce in Texas, a supply source for 1,500 Chevron and Texaco retail stations in Texas, including a strong presence here in the greater Houston area, and a partnership with Chevron's refinery in Mississippi on product exchanges and maintenance planning. Chevron continues to invest in Pasadena refinery improvements. Our Pasadena team enhances the facility's potential for success by building trusting relationships in the community and protecting people and the environment. We promote open dialogue with our neighbors, and we take safety and product containment seriously, putting strong focus on effective safeguards. Our most important job is to protect people and the environment through responsible operations. Chevron is committed to creating social and economic value in the communities where we operate. Through local engagement, we support opportunities for residents to help communities reach their greatest potential. Our Pasadena refinery community investments focus on health, education, and economic development. For example, we supported community health by funding free immunizations for children in Pasadena families needing help. We also provided pandemic relief by donating Chevron gasoline gift cards to local first responders and food banks. Chevron's educational support includes encouraging students to pursue science, technology, engineering, and math education. We did this by helping establish K through 12th grade schools' robotics programs at 75% of Pasadena schools. We also donate school supplies to local, economically disadvantaged students. Our economic development impact begins with a commitment to do business with local suppliers of materials and services. Chevron also partnered with the City of Pasadena to launch a community garden project for low-income families. And we're collaborating with Harris County to beautify the Santa Ana Monument near our refinery. We proudly support Big Island Slough Park improvements led by Pasadena Parks and Recreation to encourage environmental preservation and protection. Our energy transition strategy across the corporation is focused on delivering a lower carbon future that benefits society and the environment. By operating with excellence and engaging with the community, we can achieve Chevron's vision to be the global energy company most admired for its people, partnership, and performance.
Good afternoon, folks. My name is Mac Hayes, and I'm with Turner Industries. We had the distinct honor of having this recipient award last year, and speaking on behalf of our company, we're very appreciative of it, and it was a great award for us. And we work here in Pasadena. We've been here for a long time, and we're very proud to have Chevron here with us now, too. My job today is to pass this recognition award forward. to our 2021 recipient, which is the Chevron Pasadena Refinery. As you can see by this powerful video here, these folks are very well engaged in our community. You know, they're making energy products that certainly fuel progress in our community. They're involved through investments in the health, education, and economic development. And they've certainly partnered with our great city of Pasadena, Texas, and our Chamber of Commerce and some other organizations here to make our city of Pasadena a great place to work, live, and play. So, on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, the city of Pasadena, Texas, I'd like to invite Mr. Tim Sutherland up.
So thanks, Mac. We do business with Turner Industries here and there once in a while, so appreciate it. So my name is Tim Sutherland. I'm the general manager of the Chevron Pasadena Refinery, a relatively small facility on the Ship Channel. We've owned it 2 years. We bought it from Petrobras, and so I'm very proud of that. American company, American crude, American products here in Texas. So I'm very proud of that. So Alex and Christina and everybody from the chamber and previous recipients with Turner Mac and others, Pinnacle we do business with, and many of the other people here today, thank you for coming. I do appreciate it. This is the third event around industry, the recognition for the industry. The first was at the State of the City. Mayor Wagner spoke. It was here, and it was virtual, and it was weird. And now we're weird from the standpoint that it was virtual. But Alex did a nice job with that too. As a leader, that was one of the interesting things, trying to communicate with our workforce virtually. You don't get any feedback, you can't see anybody, so you're like, man, I wonder if my message is getting through. This is a lot nicer. The second event was a golf tournament. Alex talked about it, and that was a hoot. We actually, I got Rajni we extended, I think, 5 foursomes to our group, brought some of the folks out who really have been cooped up at the house, and it was a blast. My ops manager and I rode around a cart and heckled people, and it was good fun. Haven't had that kind of fun in a while. And then here today at this event to specifically recognize the award, I appreciate it. So I brought several of my colleagues here, all leaders, all second level leaders with our company. So if you get a chance afterwards, it'd be great if you could talk to them. And then Alan Suddeth is the Southeast Regional Manager for Public and Government Affairs in Manufacturing. And he's Rajni's boss, okay? We all know how that really goes. So really this is Rajni's award in a lot of ways, and she and I had an agreement coming into this place. I'd run the refinery, and she's going to do everything outside. And she's as Mayor Wagner knows, and the people in the city know, she's the one who gets this award. So, yeah. So I do leadership. Hopefully, I do it pretty well. I've been doing it for a long time, and I like the different descriptions of it. I'm an engineer. I tend to be pretty linear, so I'm more about measure it and manage it. But I think to me the leadership is maybe it'd be the lack of, but if you had a group of people and they didn't have a mission, they didn't have a goal, what would they achieve? They might survive, they might not. And I was thinking about it in the context of definitely in Pasadena that, Mayor, you lead this community, right? You've got a vision, whether it's about I've heard you talk about a lot of stuff, whether it's education, the volunteer fire, hurricane relief. You do a fantastic job in leadership. So you're getting that community lined up and heading in a direction. I think as leaders, that's ultimately what we do, is pick a path and head in a direction. So I really did like that impact talk. It meant something to me, and thanks y'all for doing that. That's good. So a lot of times I'll talk about our engagement in the community. I'm not going to talk about that today because Raji did such a nice job with that video. I actually saw it yesterday. She said, hey, look at this video. And I'm like, is this like a commercial for, so just a little something she threw together. But I think that outlines a lot of what we have done a lot, so much so in the last 2 years that I really can't keep it all straight. But I wanted to talk to you just briefly about Chevron and what we do at Pasadena, but also what we do in Pascagoula and Richmond and all over the company. You know, we value safety above all other things. And so I won't say that it's a priority for us, it's actually a value. So we are not going to jeopardize our employees or the community or our contractors' safety for the sake of production. That's just a fact. And so one of the results of that is we had this pandemic we got to deal with. And so many of us worked at home and were essentially out of harm's way, if you will, or much reduced. But you know, we're an essential service and we've got operators that come 24/7 and supervision. And on top of that, we added a big turnaround. 1,000 additional contractors came in. And I'm very, very proud. We had no workforce on-site transmission of COVID throughout this whole time. You know, that cost us money, it cost us time, but it didn't make any difference, right? That's who we are. So hopefully you'll take that away with you about the next time you go buy gasoline. You know, so we had that big turnaround, and basically, if you're in the business or not, you know, we'll shut the equipment down and do maintenance that you can't do on the run. And that's a time when we do pretty big investment, clean stuff up internally and restore throughput sometimes, but basically make the safe and reliable. And we spent a significant amount of money in that turnaround, and we continue to invest a lot of money here in the refinery in Pasadena through our capital program. So whether it's modernizing our tanks, modernizing our process safety, we actually use Pinnacle. We've got a huge project going on to establish our asset strategies, have modern risk-based asset strategies. So we're continuing to invest in this community, and it's all around that. Be safe, be reliable, and ultimately profitable, because we are a for-profit business. So thank you for coming today. I do really appreciate it. Man, it's wonderful to operate in a community that is engaging and that really is welcoming, and I think fundamentally values this industry and the fact that we do provide an essential service. A lot of talk about it in this day and age, but I am proud of what we do, and I'm proud of the company I work for. So thank you, appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim.
She told me we might take a picture.
We are. We're going to take a picture.
Can you stand over here?
Mac and our, yes, sir, our chairman of the board, Alex Fox, this is your official award as the 2021 Industry of the Year, Chevron Pasadena Refinery. A huge congratulations. And Rajni, I'm so glad that he brought up your name. It is a pleasure and an honor to work with you, one of the true leaders in our city as well. Rajni, you're amazing. All right, so we do have several additional recognitions from some of our elected officials here, but at this time, I do want to invite our amazing Mayor Jeff Wagner to the stage. Tim, I'm so sorry, stair stepper. You have to come back up and, yeah, I'm sure, yeah, that'd be great. So as Mayor Wagner is coming up to recognize you with his proclamation, we do have some other proclamations and awards to present you, but we'll get those pictures in the back after the event today from Senator Ted Cruz, Senator Carol Alvarado, and Harris County Precinct 2 Commissioner Adrian Garcia. This time, I'll hand it over to Mayor Wagner.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. When Chevron was thinking about buying the facility, they actually came to my office. It was Tim and I don't know if you were there or not, but a couple other people. And as we was talking, I said, thank you for thinking about coming to Pasadena, but when you come to Pasadena, I want to form a partnership with y'all where you actually put back in the community. And they said, without a doubt. Before I knew it, you was calling me. Roger was calling me, and we had a meeting, and I said the same thing. You said, we're going to be involved. Well, I've had the same conversation with many, many companies down our channel. This is the only true company that actually stepped up and became true partners with the city of Pasadena. What you saw on the video is all true, but there's so much more they've done, so much more money they've given to our fire department, kids, the Christmas presents and stuff. Just amazing, Raji, what you have said you was going to do and you actually did. So with that, it's my pleasure as mayor of Pasadena on this day to make it Chevron Pasadena Refinery Day here in Pasadena, Texas. Again, thank y'all for being true partners with our city. God bless y'all.
Thank you, Mayor Wagner, and congratulations on your reelection and ready to serve our great city of Pasadena for 4 more years. Congratulations, Mayor Wagner. Leadership to me is someone who empowers people to discover and use their greatest potential, inspiring them to do the things they never thought they could. That creates other leaders. That is from my personal mentor. I'm Erin Webb, by the way, but the Pasadena Chamber of Commerce. Malia had the same mission. Hi, everybody. Hope y'all are all doing good today. That quote is from my personal mentor, Debbie Mosley, who I was privileged to have. What an amazing, we have a lot of amazing women leaders here today, and she certainly exemplifies one of those. Thank you, Debbie. I do want to take a minute to thank again Houston Methodist Clear Lake Hospital on being our platinum sponsor today. They have certainly stepped up to the plate and really helped us out with a lot of our events. Thank you, Houston Methodist Clear Lake Hospital, so much for y'all's support and partnership. And of course, if you are not a current member of the Pasadena Chamber of Commerce, what are you waiting for? I am sure that you were stopped on your way in by some of our amazing ambassadors who I don't feel like we give enough credit to because they are an extra arm of the chamber that really help us promote all of our member businesses. Are you an ambassador? Then stand up and wave. I know y'all aren't shy. Thank you for everything that you guys do. That committee is led by Whitney Whitney Davis, I'm sorry. I knew you before you were married, and Leanne Bolton. Thank you for all of your hard work. You guys go and talk to them if you're not a member. There's so much that we can offer you, the value that comes out of a chamber membership. I could sit up here all day, but I won't. But think about becoming a member, and we'll tell you the many reasons why you should. All right, so you do have your Discover Pasadena magazine in front of you. We did start another initiative this year with the city of Pasadena. Pasadena Loves Local. So look in your book, look online, and make sure that when you choose a business, choose someone local and support Pasadena in our great city. So take a look at your book and take that with you. And lastly, I want to tell you about some of our really fun and amazing events that we have coming up that I want you guys to come and be a part of. One of my favorite events, I love after-hours networking where people can loosen their tie and let loose and shake hands and kiss the babies and have fun. And we've got our Nights and Bites networking event coming up on June 3rd at the Pasadena Convention Center. It is free, and we'll have food and beverages. Mayor Wagner's going to come and help us congratulate our nonprofit of the year, Baker Ripley, and we're going to have a lot of fun mingling there. So y'all sign up for that. It is free. We ask that you register so that we have enough food and drinks for you guys to enjoy. On July 15th, we will be hearing from Commissioner Adrian Garcia at our annual State of the Precinct. This event is really cool because we partner with 5 of our other local Chamber of Commerces, yes, to put on this event, and it's a lot of fun networking, so you can really get out and meet all of the people that are in our community. And then lastly, we have started a series out of the Pasadena Loves Local committee called How to Do Business With. And we've done one with Port Houston, and next up we're going to do one on July 28th, how to do business with Harris County. So if you are a business looking on how you can grow and expand and do business with some of these larger organizations, come and listen to that presentation. It's free and it's open to anyone who'd like to attend. So you do have a yellow card on your at your place setting. This is an interest form. To fill out the application to become a participant is going to take some time. You've got to gather some materials, of course, and submit it online. But if you're interested, let us know, and we can give you a call and talk more about the program with you. If you're interested in participating or sponsoring, talking about mentorship, whatever you'd like, leave that. And if you want to leave it on your table or give it to any of our volunteers or staff, y'all wave. You can turn it in to anybody here or go back to the connection zone back there, turn it in there, and learn a little bit more about your Pasadena Chamber of Commerce. So it's been a long day. Congratulations, Chevron Pasadena Refinery, much deserved 2021 Industry of the Year. Y'all feel free to stay and mingle. We'll be around and we can chit-chat some more, but congratulations to everybody, and thank you, Houston Methodist Clear Lake Hospital.